and I have something to show.
You have something to show.
Something to show.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? We know you're out there. We see you. Come on in. It's still open seats here in the front of the auditorium. You come in. It's Sunday, the 8th of September. It's time for Sunday Funnies. We're all here to look at some great stuff. And we got really good stuff. Great stuff today. So we're going to run the opening and then go from there. I think. We're all here. There might be more joining us. We never know. Let's do this one. Now on Sunday. That one. Let's do this one. There we are.
Great.
Come on in, everybody. Sunday Funnies. The chat is open. We are live this morning, as we are most mornings. Absolutely.
Well, it's 3 a.m. here, so yeah, I should be awake.
It's 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
No, sorry.
What part of the world are you in?
Yeah, I was like, you in Japan? Even then, it would be more like 9 p.m. So,
PM.
3 a.m. somewhere. Yeah. It should be 10 o'clock where you are, James. Are you there?
I'm there.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What is it,
Sorry.
10:03? 10:03 there?
No, 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
It's an hour ahead of us, me and Russ.
Well, I keep forgetting we're on Sunday Funnies and not Comic by Night. Right. That's what it is.
none of us can tell time, folks. It's okay.
I don't know what to tell you.
What is it?
Yeah.
Get that.
We're going to look at some Thunderbirds today, folks. We all know what that is, right? Thunderbirds.
Yeah, I hope I know. I think I know.
Well, if you
I'm
don't
your
know,
host.
you've got no business being on. Sorry, Randy.
There you are.
Because I keep mixing Thunderbirds, and there's this Blue Thunder thingy that was a different thing.
Oh, that's the helicopter show.
That's the helicopter. Okay. Ew.
Yeah,
So
Blue
it's not
Thunder is
that
the
one.
helicopter show. We're gonna do the puppeteering, puppet stuff.
Marionettes.
Nice.
Super Marionation.
Super Marionation.
I love-
Yeah.
Okay, so
That was it.
I'm on the right track. Excellent.
All right. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find the majority of my work over at arrowcomics.store. Find some great books over there. Go over there and take a look. I don't know how that activated. Here we are.
I know exactly how that activated. You pressed
okay.
it.
AI.
AI.
It's AI.
I swear I didn't. But anyway, here we go.
Uh,
Also joining us this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, my name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I've spent 40 years in graphics. I've published 12 books. I've drawn many licensed characters like Postman Pat and Spider-Man and things like that. I've produced lots of magazines down the years, designing them, writing them, editing them, publishing them, whatever. And relevant to this show, you can get my book about my visit to see Jack Kirby. You can get this on Amazon and at New Haven Publishing, Barnes and Noble, all good stores, I'm told. And
All
just
good stores.
yeah,
All good
and go to Fund My Comic, and you can get a copy of my Hatch annotated. Hatch is a character of mine, and you can see how he came to life and his progression in this book. I'll leave it there.
All right. Also joining us is Allison. Allison, introduce yourself.
I am Allison the Alley Cat. I am a streamer on the Indie Comics Network. I also draw comics, write comics, talk about movies, all the fun stuff. Yeah. Then you can usually find me here on Sundays as well. And make sure to check out my show on Fridays at 3 p.m. Arting with the Alley Cat.
All right. Also joining us, Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm a comic book artist from the UK. I currently work with Randy on the new book, The Atlantean, which is a continuation of our work where we adapted the original works of Robert E. Howard into the Shadow Kingdom, the graphic novel, which you can get everywhere now. It's out retailers, and we had a crowdfunder for that. But that's what I'm working on at the moment. If you want to find out more about that, you can go to my website, russleach.com, and sign up for the email list. The sneak peek of some artwork if you want to show it now, just to keep people up to date.
Look at
It's
there.
got stuff like this going on. It's very much in the style of Savage Sword of Conan from back in the day. So if you like that kind of thing, if you like sword and sorcery and all that good stuff, and Robert E. Howard, we're doing it justice, I think. So give it a look. Come to russleach.com and sign up for that email list.
All right. Also joining us, Jens.
Hello.
Jens Richard. Introduce yourself.
Jens Richard. A funny Danish man from Sweden. And I am the author and writer of Bunny the Darkborn Rabbit and my cyberpunk novel, Dreamlight City. You can follow me on bunnycomic.com and I'm on Amazon also. And I'm just here because it's fun, because I like those people here. It's good. Yeah. And, oh, yeah. Is it now? Can I show my thingy? Can I show it?
Don't show your thingy live on camera. We'll get
We'll have other strikes for that.
As long as it fits YouTube decency standards.
You can only show your thingy on Zoom. Doesn't work on YouTube.
Okay, because I found something in Sweden, and I found a collection of something very American, and I found it 7 books for $40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
that.
cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, $40 for that lot. That's
Oh, and this one. Oh, this is good.
Big fat kill.
And,
Yep.
and the 2 last one.
nice.
7 books, brand new. One of them
Brilliant.
is second edition, but everybody else is first edition.
Do you have
$40.
family values in there?
I have what?
Do you have family values?
Family values.
The book.
Yeah, I have.
There you are.
I
This-
didn't see
this
that
one.
one, so I was curious if you had it.
Right here.
Yep, that's it.
Cool as.
I haven't got into that yet. I'm still reading them. So that was I love it.
Very interesting set of books. Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah, it
this.
is. It is. It's and the thing when you start this noir black and white, you actually, if you're not common with it, you actually have to wait to your eyes just focus on it, and then you get into the story, you get into the world perfectly.
Yeah.
So okay,
Yep.
that was my thingy.
All
Are you
right.
proud of me now?
Absolutely. That's a good catch. Thunderbirds today, folks.
Thunderbirds.
You all know Thunderbirds. They some would call it a puppet show, but it's super marionation. Usually starts like this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Yeah. International Rescue, the Tracy family. What more? Who wants to summarize it for us? Anybody? Glenn?
Yeah, it was probably the best known, certainly most loved marionette show that Jerry Anderson did. It was on TV in 1965. It's still shown now. Most people, most of the planet, I would imagine, know who Jerry Anderson was and what he did. But the Thunderbirds strip that we're going to look at is by an artist called Frank Bellamy, and he was drawing Heros the Spartan and Dan Dare before he drew this. And he was asked by the editor of TV 21, a guy called Alan Fennell, who also wrote some of the TV plays for the show. And he asked Frank Bellamy to draw Stingray, but Frank Bellamy's sort of old school, I think they call it, and he had a contract with the publishers of Dan Dare, so he wouldn't break that contract, which meant that he missed out on Stingray to a guy called Ron Embleton, who did a very good job, and we should cover sometime. And the first published Thunderbirds was in TV Century 21, as it was then, in January 1966. And I must add this as a little caveat, that first issue Bellamy appeared in as Thunderbird artist was issue 52, which came out on January the 15th, 1966, which was my 11th birthday.
There you go.
So that was a good treat. And there's lots more to say later.
Well, my exposure to Thunderbirds was early morning, weekdays. They used to show it before we went to school. My brothers used to sit in front of the television with a bunch of notebook paper and draw plans. And they ended up creating most of the ships.
Right.
Except Thunderbird 2, they had a problem with because it's a carrier. They were trying to figure out how to bash out an old oil can into that shape, and they didn't quite get it. But they had a Thunderbird 1, 3, and 4 completely done. It looked amazing. Last time I knew, my sister has Thunderbird 3, and it was about I think about 2 feet tall.
Right. Wow.
It's really beautiful and well done. But they ended up taking my sandbox in my yard, and not in my yard, but in my parents' yard, and turning it into Tracy Island, much to my dismay. They had the swimming pool, they had the house made up, the runway that they never got to make a 2 well enough to put down there. But yeah, just crazy stuff.
They could have crash landed it like that episode. They could have crash landed Thunderbird 2 on the runway.
But the show was incredibly popular all over the world, ran into reruns and syndication all over the world. I think there's 26 episodes?
Yeah, and there's also 2 feature films.
2 feature films, yep. Thunderbirds Argo and Thunderbird 6.
Yep.
Yeah, not that rubbish one, the recent one.
No,
Proper ones.
Nothing to do with that. Don't even speak about that.
No. Super Marionation, all the way.
I think that's been quietly memory hold over the years. Not even Nickelodeon's proud of that show. Yeah, well, I think it's go in some sort of hole. Yeah.
I think it's worth pointing out that the head of ATV at the time was a guy called Lou Grade, and he loved Jerry Anderson's work, and he commissioned all these series. And another caveat: Stingray, the series before this, was the first program to be broadcast in color in the United Kingdom. And nobody saw it in color because nobody had a color television. But anyway, Lou Grade, when Jerry Anderson went to see Lou Grade, he made a pilot and I think 4 episodes of Thunderbirds before he actually saw it. And Lou Grade thought it was so good, he insisted that Jerry Anderson have an hour for the show, and the four episodes he'd already filmed were only 30 minutes because that's what he usually got. So he had to go away and put sort of filler padding in those first few and then rewrite the scripts to get it over an hour. So that's what Lou Grade thought about this. He was obviously a businessman. I don't think he was a creative person, but he saw the revenue, I think.
They were hour-long shows, very unusual for a children's program.
Exactly, yeah. That's why Jerry Anderson continued with the 30-minute slot, because he knew he knew the series had been commissioned and he knew he could go ahead, but he figured it was just 30 minutes. But if Lou Grade hadn't have thought it was so good, he probably would have kept it to the 30-minute slot. Yeah. But he thought it was brilliant. So,
well, recognized.
And the other thing is, can I just say that when Thunderbirds finished, Jerry Anderson went away. Lou Grade apparently said to him, "Right, I want another series." So Jerry Anderson thought, well, I've always changed the format, created new characters, and he came up with Captain Scarlet. But Lou Grade, when Lou Grade said, "I want another series," he meant, "I want another series of Thunderbirds." But he misunderstood him. But we got Captain Scarlet, which is pretty good.
Brilliant.
Amazing stuff. Yeah.
What
Love
I love
Captain
the
Scarlet.
most of the
Yeah.
shows like this, the visionary thinking about it, how to make this come alive, the art and all the tricks and roundabout thingy they have to come up with to make this alive. That's you can watch it then, you can watch it now, and you can clearly tell this is not real, but it so make believe for you. The characters, the way it just the flow of how the dolls are moving, we don't see that anymore.
No.
No.
And we have the technology to do it 1,000 times better, and we just lost the soul.
Yeah.
In most cases, because back then there were also awful stuff that you didn't want to watch. So everything was not better back in the times, but that passion, that art, that I can only point back to George Lucas. I cannot point anything today where I will say it feels for me the same passion, the same make believe. I might be wrong, but I just don't find it.
Anybody out there have their own personal memories of Thunderbirds? The chat is wide open, so feel free to chime in if you'd like.
Well, I was introduced to it through my mother. My mother used to love it growing up as a little girl, and she's just like, "Oh, you'll love this show. It's super fun." And she was right.
It was. Yeah.
Well, the fun thing about the show is that it wasn't, like a superhero show or even a science fiction show per se. The Tracy family was dedicated to rescuing people.
Yeah.
So you would have a situation that that people were trapped and that you figured nobody could get them out of. And then here comes International Rescue and gets them out through all of these devices that they created, all these ships.
It's the first TV program I remember my parents used to look forward to seeing.
Yeah.
My mum and dad used to wait for Thunderbirds to come on, and we all used to watch it because it was so good, And I mean, at the same time, you've got things like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. were on, and The Outer Limits, and that kind of stuff, which we all watched as well. But this stuff is just mind blowing.
Yeah,
I think.
Uncle.
Yeah, I think I'm compiling this actually. It's my best 10 TV moments, and number one is when the fire flash is landed on those little runners. That's incredible, and the music on it.
In the pilot for Thunderbirds in the first.
Yeah, it's in the first episode. Yeah, and it's just I just find it when I'm watching it, I'm 10 again. I'm just awestruck by it.
Oh yeah,
and it's just brilliant. Just genius the way they do it. It's just, and the music and everything. We said this before. I can't remember his name now. Who wrote the James Bond music? He obviously saw the film, and because the music is a big part of the early James Bond movies, it's part of the story, isn't it? It's very exciting. Well, Thunderbirds music was the same, but now they seem to just throw the latest pop star song on the top of something,
It was the commitment. What we're talking about is the commitment to the story. Okay,
Yeah.
So it didn't matter that they were puppets. The music, the direction, the fact that the stories weren't tongue in cheek. They had jokes in them, but they were serious stories. Okay, and that made it, and so it all ended up as a quality product that was convincing and enjoyable, which is just what comics used to be.
Called entertainment, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. That and what you were saying, the thing that really hit me was when you said I was 10 again.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel when I pick up comics from back in the day. You are back there. You are sitting there with your Lego set and ABBA on the radio, watching, in my particular case, reading a comic. Yeah, drawing out of that comic. Yeah, you're back there as a kid.
Yeah.
And it's because they were so bloody good. Okay, and the reason they were so bloody good is because people with passion committed to making good things.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
It
Yep.
was on the television on this is 20 odd years ago now, where I was working, and my boss came in and he said, "Oh, we sat down and watched Thunderbirds." That previous Saturday morning. I said, "What are the kids thinking?" This kid would be about 6, and he said, "Oh, you can see the strings." And I thought, "You've got no soul." You know, it's like picking up the Fantastic Four and oh, this guy burst into flames. This is stupid.
Yeah,
it's like it's like my sister-in-law. They told you the story about the Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Oh, it's got monkeys in it. Well, yeah, Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
The trouble is there are always going to be people, and this includes kids, okay, who some people just cannot deal with science fiction. They're not interested in any way, shape, or form. They can't deal with fantasy. They're not interested. And even as kids, there are kids that are like, "Oh, no, I'm not interested in that."
Yeah.
And they can't immerse themselves. It's just the way people are split up into different types. It just happens.
Yeah.
But I think if you don't, personally, I think that you're missing some magic.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't throw yourself into a piece of literature or into an imaginary environment, I think you're missing something in your life. But that's a personal opinion.
Quite agree.
Mhm.
Quite agree.
And a testament as to how quality these shows are. They're still around. They're still in reruns today. You can find most all of the Super Marionation shows. Last time I looked, over on Hulu, they've got the entire run of at least Stingray and Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet.
Yeah.
The Fireball XL5, which is my first Marionation show, and they did a Western before that. That was a bit
Four Feather Falls.
Four Feather Falls. A bit more cartoony than the other ones, but still funny. Yeah.
Well, the marionettes got more sophisticated, didn't they? Because on Captain Scarlet they have life-size proportions, where as Thunderbirds and before that the heads were big.
That's right.
But that was done because the solenoid that made the bottom lip click up and down was too big, and it had to go in the head. On Captain Scarlet, it's actually in his chest because technology had come in and made it smaller.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Century 21 was a magazine dedicated to the TV channel, right?
Yeah, that was a vehicle, literally a vehicle for Jerry Anderson's shows.
Okay.
It did have other things in it. It had Get Smart.
Daleks.
Yeah, it had Daleks in it. They wanted to run Doctor Who, but they couldn't, because Jerry Anderson was tied in with ITV and Doctor Who was BBC. They couldn't get the contract. So what they did, they rang Terry Nation, who created the Daleks, and asked him about a Dalek strip, and that was on the back of TV 21 when it first came out. So you've got this strip about the Daleks, but Doctor Who's not in it because he's not allowed to be.
The Thunderbird strip that ran there always ran in the centerfold, always ran in the middle so it could be in color.
Yeah,
and
it was color. It didn't have to be. It wasn't in the center to be in color because there was other color pages inside anyway.
Okay.
But it was done as double page spread, written by Alan Fennell, who I think has edited this book.
Yeah.
And Alan Fennell wrote several of the TV shows as Stingray and Fireball and Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet. And he got Frank Bellamy to come on board. And he did it as the double page spread, which had previously been Ron Embleton did with Stingray. And then Stingray was moved. And but if you look at the strips, there's usually 17 panels, and he does the entire story in 17 panels, Frank Bellamy, as we'll see. But just before we start, Frank Bellamy is doing everything on this art. He's penciling, inking, coloring, and he's lettering as well.
And you'll see the work is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Ready? Here we go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Just amazing work. Here's Thunderbird 5. It's a satellite monitoring all broadcasts.
Bellamy, what they did when they were going to launch TV Century 21, later to become TV 21, they had a decision to make whether to do these strips with the puppet proportions, marionette proportions, and to look more like them. But the decision was made, and this was before Bellamy came on board, because it's evident in Stingray and the others and Fireball. They made them with real proportions, more like real people.
Mhm.
And Frank Bellamy was given, I don't know about the other artists, I would presume so, but Frank Bellamy was actually given plaster cast models of the heads so he could use them as reference.
Cool.
Plus an absolute shed load of photographs, usually pre-production photographs. Now, where they are, I've got no idea. I'd love to see those pre-production photographs of Thunderbirds being made, and he got these plastic cast things, heads to do his proportions and whatever.
Probably sitting in a chest in a storage facility somewhere. That part of the Bellamy estate. Thunderbird 1, Thunderbird 2, right there.
I love the way he's painted this. So those terms that you use, Glenn, they're like penciled, inked, and coloured. Doesn't do it justice, does it?
Yeah.
Look at the way he's inked. He's obviously inked it, but the way that the trails from the Thunderbirds are out of the background sky.
That's right.
Beautiful, absolutely beautifully done. And yet he's still got that classic comic look. Look at the guy. So that underneath those two on the right hand side, you've got that guy in the overalls. Look at the
posture,
folds, and the posture and the folds in the material. Just absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he uses what's called chiaroscuro, doesn't he? Which is Latin for light and dark. He uses a lot of stippling and dots and things like that. Forget the colour. If we ever get to see Garth and stuff, I think we did Garth, but we'll go through it again sometime. He does a lot of that chiaroscuro look, which means light and shadow. It means in Latin. But I was going to say, I spoke when I was doing Crikey magazine. I spoke with a guy who knew Frank Bellamy, because Frank Bellamy died in 1976, and I spoke with a guy who worked with him on Dan Dare and stuff like that. And he told me that it would take Frank Bellamy 3 days to produce what we're looking at now. 17 panels.
Bloody hell.
Day he'd get a script off Alan Fennell, broken down into panels.
Yeah.
And then he would lay it out and pencil it on the first day, ink it on the second day, and colour it, ink and letter it on the second day, and colour it on the third day. So it took him 3 days to produce that you're looking at now.
Wow.
That's brilliant.
Which is mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm more amazed about the layout of the alternative use of the panels.
Yeah.
The layouts are great.
It's high. Well, the panels themselves is telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's very energetic.
The jets flying like that, and the panel is flying like that. You have the scope looking at someone, and you have a round panel to scope that. Can you say that? I don't know. And then you have the communication with the radio wave dividing the panels. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
That's just brilliant.
Now, I have seen an original of this, not this one, but an original Frank Bellamy, Heros the Spartan, which was before this, and it's just the same. It's just absolutely incredible. And this piece of art was only £3,000, so I didn't buy it. If I'd have had a spare $3,000, I would have. I wish I had, actually. I wish I'd pushed the boat out. But
and
it was just
that was way back when, wasn't it?
That was in no, that was in 2007.
Oh.
And I also saw some Stingray stuff, but not his. But that's a different story as well.
I've got some Stingray books that we can look at.
Yeah.
Charles Santino, Stanley Kubrick wanted AP Films to handle the FX on 2001 Space Odyssey, but Gary Anderson told him they only did FX work for their own productions. Oops.
Well, who'd have known how that turned out, because it ended up being spectacular.
Yeah.
So they'd have had to have gone some, wouldn't they, to have matched it?
Yeah.
Then later on, Anderson did the movie Journey to the Far Side of the Sun, right?
Yeah, that was issued over here first under the name Doppelganger.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that as Doppelganger. I
Yeah.
didn't realise that was what it was.
Yeah, and
because it's
right-
about the about an alternative Earth opposite
That's
the
right.
start of the sun, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
Roy Thins is in it of the Invaders,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
I remember that.
the other guy, I can't remember his name now. He died.
Of course, they had to change the title here in the States because nobody over here would know what a doppelganger
Nobody
is.
knew what Doppelganger meant.
Which I always,
Is that a German film? I don't know.
but I always found that ridiculous because half of America's German.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, but it's beautiful.
No, we've
work,
only-
isn't it? Look
Only
at
see
that.
the first 2 pages. Good Lord.
Yeah, here we go, folks.
Look at
Look
that.
at that.
There's Brains, the guy who creates all the machines for the Tracys.
Mr. Tracy.
Yeah. Changed him somewhat for the new one, didn't they?
Oh, God.
We don't talk about the new one.
No.
They are great likenesses of the puppets, so.
Yeah.
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 And they get better as they go along, which is just awesome. Yeah.
See, I don't really know this, but Scott Tracy was the puppet is based on Sean Connery.
Oh, you
Okay.
can see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see it.
That's why he has those handsome, good looks, huh?
And
And
those
also-
great eyebrows.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and
also
those eyebrows.
Troy Tempest is off James Garner
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
because Sylvia Anderson really liked James Garner, so she had the lead in Stingray modelled on him.
Well, do you know, I only ever remembered for a long time. I only remembered James Garner from the Rockford Files,
Yeah.
not realizing just what a star he'd been prior to
The
that.
Great Escape
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that.
Yeah, and well, not just the Great Escape, but back to the cowboy thing he used to do, Maverick.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all that
was
stuff. And he was a good looking guy. He was, there's
Yeah.
there's an image of him kicking some block or something with Bruce Lee. It's an awful kick, but it's still fun to look at. Yeah,
He got
James
around,
Garner
though.
was cool.
Yeah.
But look at the way we're saying. Look at the way that car. That
I
jet.
was saying, look at the jet car. Yeah,
car,
it's
there's no
great.
line, there's no line on this. It just leaves the.
He
colour
knew what
out.
he was doing.
It's
Yeah.
fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, he was only 59 when he died.
Oh no, yeah.
Bellamy?
He was
Yeah.
young when he went.
Yeah, Bellamy. Yeah.
Way too young.
Yeah.
Just super talented.
Still had some more stuff to give us.
Sure. Here we go.
Look at that.
Caught in the storm.
Look at that Thunderbird 1 and 2 there. Look at that coming towards you. Isn't that fantastic?
Is that great?
Yeah, those are amazing.
So is that too.
Oh God.
And now we are joined by Mr. Mitch Rogers. Mitch, how you doing?
Hey, Mitch.
I'm doing great. How's everybody?
Yo, man.
Good. Thanks for coming on. You got any memories of Thunderbirds before we go on?
Not much. It was kind of, for lack of a better phrase, before my time.
Okay.
Have you heard of Jesus?
I've still seen it.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well, Thunderbirds has been reran over here for eternity. If you have Me Television, it's on at 6 a.m. every Saturday. So they still run those episodes in order over and over. It's all good. And probably the Me Tunes channel shows it as well as the rest of the Gary Anderson catalog. I know they've got access to it. So there was a period of time there that Spike TV was running reruns of the show, like the VH1 pop-up videos, where they'd have little panels pop up to point out different things as you went along. Like they'd point out a cabinet handle or a doorknob or whatever that was reused for some other device. It was pretty funny. So, and not in a mean way. It was all, incredible fun and very informative. They were talking about the different techniques that they used.
Yeah, there's all the behind the scenes stuff popping up, if I remember correctly. Like, they used here and here and stuff like that. And then they had some jokes here and there.
Ready for more? Here you go. Back in. They're caught in a tornado there.
Yeah, yeah. Show.
Do you know this book isn't showing the third page? There was a third page done in a wash.
Was it?
Yeah, this book isn't showing it.
No.
That's why these stories aren't ending. Yeah, it was 3 pages to start with. You had a black and white, wash on the third page.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you put the third page in and finish the story?
I don't know.
Probably people would complain that it wasn't in color.
Oh,
People are
God.
like.
Well, plus it would be a publishing nightmare too, because you'd always have that odd page that you'd have to fill. Because
That's
the
right.
next page, a
Yeah.
lot of times, was a 2-page spread.
Yeah.
He breaks out here real quick into just using the entire field
Yeah.
to tell the story. It's crazy how good it gets.
Aren't those claws? Don't they look like they're alive the way they're coming out the water and they're going to grab the guys? Aren't they
Yeah.
amazing?
With the movement, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now it's like
Yeah, that's
something
gorgeous.
rising.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
And we always say it, and it might be, repetitive and boring for some people, but I'm always fascinated by the stuff that is left out.
Yeah.
Especially when he's like on the bottom left, when he's got the lasers burning that doorway, whatever it is, and there's no detail there except for at the bottom left. That's it. Yeah, there's no detail there apart from the white of the laser or whatever they're doing.
Mhm.
And
Look
it's
at how
just
crazy
amazing.
that gutter is. Just yeah. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
And his color work, the way he swaps the colors as well. And, like on the previous page, if you look at the last panel, it's all in red.
Yeah.
To heighten the tension, right? Is it that one? Look at that, all in red there. Look, fantastic.
We are looking at the is it Ravette version here. Ravette Books Limited. This was printed in 1992.
There's sometimes you have childhood memories of something very good because it was very good at that moment in that part of your life. And then as an adult, when you revisit that moment and you see with new eyes, with modern eyes and with adult eyes, and you're like, why did I love that? But here I have I have very, very little memories of this TV show, but I only have emotions memories. And now I'm seeing this with adult eyes and seeing this comic, I was like, wow, how could I miss that back then? The quality. Why do I only remember the emotions? And yeah, there was also this doctor. He was creepy.
The Hood.
It's amazing how memories being altered, and when you revisit, you're like, it's a brand new world.
Yeah. Look at that lovely third panel where they're sitting on the edge of the panel, underneath the title. We talk about who was it? The previous artist was using they were always standing on was it Gil Kane? Always standing on the panel edge, and they're sitting on the panel edge, and it gives you that. It makes your view lower, doesn't it? Like you're on the level of the floor as well.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of this creepy doctor?
Of the
Maybe I was the only one think he was creepy. They had some medical staff. There was this doctor with very big eyebrows.
Are you thinking of the Hood, who is the main villain?
No, he's thinking of Supercar. You mean Dr. Beaker?
Oh, okay.
That's two series. You had you had Torture the Battery Boy in 1959. Then you had Four Feather Falls, Supercar, Fireball, Stingray, then Thunderbirds, and then Captain Scarlet and Joe 90 after this. So it's Dr. Beaker, I think you're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bald head and bushy eyebrows. but I could be wrong.
I just found him creepy. I just remember him creepy.
Great
Look at the
shot.
design of that. Yeah, look at the design of that aircraft. Isn't it wonderful?
No,
Yeah.
Dr. Lang. Dr. Lang was his name.
Dr. Lang, who's never heard of that.
You know him?
What series was that in?
Do you remember, Jens, what series that was in? Is he frozen?
Oh, let me see.
Dr.
I found
Lang's
some-
got him.
It's what? Dr. Lang.
Dr. Lang got him.
Yeah.
He's Lang gone.
Oh, that was
If you-
terrible.
Look at that fantastic design of that aircraft that he's done there. I mean, that's not from the show. That's his own design.
That's
fantastic.
that's quite similar to the Angels craft from
Yeah.
UFO, isn't it?
Captain
Yes.
Yeah.
Scarlet. Yeah.
Captain Scarlet.
Captain Scarlet. Sorry, yeah.
That he extends the panels out so that you can get the full breadth of the ship or the action here. Just great.
Love that extra thick panel.
Yeah.
Key
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
Just to draw
Fantastic,
that
yeah.
emphasis in. Yeah. And here, no panel border at all.
He does that a lot, runs it with no panel
The
border.
color. Yeah.
Hey, take a look. Darth Vader vibes. Can you see it?
We're
Nope.
here.
What-
Yeah. That's Darth Vader.
And kind of see it there. Every once in a while inside the book, also, you'd get cutaways of the ships.
Look at that.
Cool.
Yeah, these are by a guy called Graham Bleethman. He did a few articles for me in Crikey, Graham. He does a lot of this work, cutouts.
Yeah, just fantastic. That'd be great.
He makes it all up, you know. He doesn't get any sort of directive on it. They say to him they want to come to out Thunderbird 1, and he has to go and sort of make up his own engine systems to put in it.
Figure it out. Yeah. That's imagination for you.
It's kind of like I'm going to mispronounce his name. Masamune Shirao, who did Ghost in the Shell. He had an engineering degree, so like hypothetically, all of his robots and machines could actually exist in real life.
Right.
Yeah, Miss Munishiro was great. I also am a big fan of Leiji Matsumoto as well.
There we go.
He's gone to the double spread now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that ship. Oh God.
Is that even possible to have a ship like that?
Probably not. The front might sag the boat into the water.
Depending
Yeah,
on how
most-
heavy it is in the front.
Depends out. Yeah, it's got the engines at the back. It might be really heavy. Is that the Empire State Building, that second panel? It is, isn't it? At the back of the ship at the top.
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, looks
It's
like
like
it.
the Empire. It's like the Empire State Building.
Yeah, I'm not going to question the physics on the boat.
Almost like a Star Trek Enterprise look to it.
It is, yeah, yeah.
Front.
And look at the skies that he does as well.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely wonderful, aren't they?
It's all Dr. Martin Dyes, right?
Yep.
Watercolor.
Yeah. When I saw that artwork, it was just as like it had been done that morning. It was absolutely incredible,
Still vibrant, still
Yeah.
holding color.
beautiful. Yeah. I mean, what you got to remember is that this particular spread, I've seen a better reproduction of this. This is probably lifted from a comic.
Yeah.
It's not lifted from the artwork, which is a shame because it's losing a bit on this spread, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see a little bit of detail loss here for sure.
Yeah.
Still beautiful though.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that silhouette. Look at that.
TB1.
Yeah, look at that silhouette of the boat.
Mm.
Oh, it's
That-
amazing.
look at that, and that sky.
Yeah.
Lovely design as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Looks like they found me.
Yeah.
Let's get out here. Yeah.
He does the on Thunderbird 1 particularly, he does it the shine really good on the metal, doesn't he?
He does.
Look
Yeah.
at it. It's fantastic.
You'd
Or the
think he knows
sheen.
his stuff or something. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. It's absolutely beautiful work.
silhouette.
Yeah, I see that.
That ship is
That's
amazing.
amazing because I'm not that much an artist. I'm just a reader for this, and I just take it for granted because it's so beautiful.
Easy to do. Yeah. And a little tighter story here, but some great shots at Thunderbird 1. Look at that.
Wow. A lot of power on that. Wonderful.
That's great.
That will
Yeah.
cost $1 or $2 to fire up.
Yeah. Well, the Tracys were rich. Jeff, the father, was the first person to walk on the moon
Oh,
in the
yeah,
story.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
So
That makes sense.
he,
And we
when he
never-
retired, he bought an entire island and just built a bunch of ships.
And we never hear about his wife.
Not at all. Just that she had passed, right?
Yeah.
Never, no explanation as to how or when or
That's what he told the kids.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
ran off.
ran off.
She ran off with that.
And she
hood
ran
bag.
off with clutch cargo.
Yeah.
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 Do you know
She was
one thing?
actually Penelope. They didn't want to admit it.
So Penelope's about 50, is she? Not 25.
She's a cougar.
I always
Yeah.
thought she was older, right? No?
No, she's supposed to be about 26 in the series.
Oh, okay.
And Sylvia Anderson does her voice.
Yeah. We'll see some of her coming up here.
They did a very clever link. Before this series, they were going to do the Thunderbird series, this strip, as the TV show came out, but they decided to wait and build up some kind of tension with it. And what they did, so they held it back a year. Two reasons. One, they wanted to hold it back, and the other one was that Frank Bellamy was in that contract. And they also, but what they did in TV 21, they put Lady Penelope in it, in the strips,
Mhm.
in the other strips, to build up that who is this person type of thing. And then she was in Thunderbirds. I think she also had a comic out before Thunderbirds came out as well. She certainly had a comic called Lady Penelope comic. And I'm not sure, but I think that came out before Thunderbirds did. So we all knew who she was, but we're wondering who she was.
Mhm.
And she was always on the telephone with a teapot, talking to somebody called Jeff. But we never knew who he was. And then Thunderbirds came out, and it was like boom. And she's a special agent for International Rescue.
So do you think when the show had to go from a half an hour to a full hour, that's when Lady Penelope was created?
No, she was already created before that. She was always going to be in it. It just
Okay.
that the story had to, double effectively.
Because they're so separated most of the time.
Yeah, she's not in it all that. She's not in that many episodes, but she is in the opening credits or the closing credits, whichever one it is. The closing credits.
Well, and the episodes she is in are incredibly memorable because of her Rolls Royce and her butler,
yeah,
Parker. So yeah.
Parker. Yeah.
That was a big deal a couple years ago when the guy who did that voice passed.
Jeremy Wilkin.
Remember, yeah. TB2 this time. A little bit of Thunderbird 5.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Just about from every angle there. You
Yeah.
can imagine. Yeah. And again, a lot of story to cover. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 panels. 20 panels up 2 pages.
Was
Yeah.
this all done on one artboard?
Yep.
One sheet of Bristol board, I would imagine, just to hold the colors.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was that or like you two regular page format and
No, it's magazine size, and it's all on one spread.
I don't think my artist ever will forgive me if I ask for a 20 panel page.
Why? That's not Wouldn't be that difficult, would it? Just to
Or the-
like drawing. It's only like drawing on 2 pages, isn't it?
Just have to draw it really small.
Then the originals weren't much bigger than this, then, right?
Well, no, they were considerably bigger. If you go on Google and put Frank Bellamy in, you'll see him holding some. So
They'll be the same as when we're talking about things like Prince Valiant and what have you. They were big.
Yeah, you'd think so. They're about at least 2 feet tall by probably 3.5, maybe 4 feet wide.
no, not that big. They're about 25 inches across.
Okay.
It's
He'd be doing it on
size.
he'd be doing A2, wouldn't he? Each page on A2.
Yeah, something around there. Yeah, I used the same kind of board for my dad's book. That kind of size. That artwork for that is about 23 by 19 or something. So it's that kind of size. So it's I don't think he was cutting any board down. He just proed it up on the original stock. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can see any for size reference. I got a nice picture of Frank Bellamy here. Let's see if I can find one of him holding up a picture, one of the artwork. I'm not seeing it right off the bat here. What is that? That's a Frank Bellamy. That's a half a page under frame. Let's see here. Why would you want to cut that in half? That's crazy.
Someone probably didn't know what they were doing.
No, probably not. No, I'm not seeing one. Oh, look at that. That's oof. Anyway. All right, what is this? Frank Bellamy. That is not a Thunderbird page. No, that is a Thunderbirds page, but it's duotone. Let me blow this up. All right, let me share my screen. You see that?
Huh?
Yeah, I've got that.
It's very small.
No, it's just a picture, I think.
It's black, white, and like an orange or a red.
Yeah.
This must
That's
have been
really
one of the later strips. Were they ever done in dual shade like this?
I think that's faded.
Has it?
I think so. Yeah.
It's severely faded then. At least it's under glass now and in a frame.
Yeah. But it gives an opportunity to see his black and white work, doesn't it? Through it.
Yeah.
And the logo's missing, obviously, and
Yep.
but just so good.
Hand lettered.
Yep.
Just great.
I'd just love to see the pencils of that. I'd
Yeah.
like to watch him drawing it.
Those are probably underneath the inks there.
And
So
there's
was this?
Sorry, go
Oh, I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Was this one of those where, like, the inks and the color was done on the board itself?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a complete piece. He supplied complete pieces of artwork. Finished pieces of artwork. Everything was there on the board. Just the way it should be.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they do the colors on a separate
No,
board and just like do like an acetate overlay of the blacks, but
no.
it's pretty cool when you see it all done on the same piece.
He works the way I
Please,
do, but I'm
please
not as
educate
good
me.
as he is.
What is
Sorry,
a
Jens.
board? What is a board?
Artboard.
It's like what's the official term for it?
Crystal board?
Not Bristol
Like that.
board. It's like
Like that.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, artists
okay.
draw on.
So you paint on that.
Illustration board. Yeah.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I have. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
I've got another
Yeah, it's just an art term.
bit here. Yeah.
Just think,
Gary,
instead of
quickly.
thinking paper, think board.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just stiff paper.
Thick ply paper.
Yeah.
Wow, there we go.
This
that's
too is
washed out.
also faded. Yeah.
It has, yeah.
I mean, it's faded, but it does kind of look interesting with the the red tone monochrome. You know, a
Yeah,
little bit.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, yeah. It does, yeah. Like I said, it enables you to see the line work.
Oh, that's from
Yeah, we just showed that page.
Yeah.
Just a couple of pages back, yeah.
That's like the first page they did. Yeah. Right there. Wow. Yeah, it's from that page. Look at how vibrant that is. Crazy. All right. We're past that. Is that where we're at? I think that's where we're at.
Yeah.
It's brilliant stuff.
Fabulous, isn't it?
Rescuing that cruise ship. Yeah.
Gone a bit blurred now, but don't mess with it because it'll spring back in.
Yeah, it's that crazy autofocus. Is that better?
Yeah,
A little
okay.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw it as how could he paint out of focus like that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's it.
With a really spongy brush.
Yeah.
Well, what is a Woody Allen movie where Robert Williams was playing an actor who had worked too much, so he naturally became out of focus. You didn't see that?
No.
No.
So everywhere that the Robert Williams character were, he was out of focus. He had to go home, and his kid was taunting him. That is out of focus.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh,
But that's
okay.
It's the firefly back here. Right? Another cutaway of Thunderbird 2 this time. Technical data.
Randy,
Oh
can
yeah,
you just
this
put,
is the one
flash.
that can drop that thingy.
Yeah.
yeah. Randy, could you just put me on? I want to show Jens this artboard. Could you just put me
Sure.
on the screen?
Yep.
Here you go, Jens. Artboard.
Yeah.
Painted.
Oh wow,
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
that looks amazing.
Done on artboard.
That's an artboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that would be amazing to work with, so you don't have the paper crumping up on you.
Well, what I do is I'd use both. I stretch it. I use cartridge paper and stretch it on a piece of board, and then it doesn't crumple about it, and it's all nice and stretched, and it takes the ink really well. And then you just when you finish, you just take it off.
Like you were doing a watercolor painting. You tape it all down completely.
Yeah.
Painter's tape. Make sure it was good and secure and tight so it doesn't wrinkle up on you. Here's a cutaway of T2. This little lander.
Yeah, that's the Fireflash landers. I think that's why he's put it Fireflash in the background.
Right.
Such a beautiful aircraft, that Fireflash.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. I like the way the pilots are in the tailplane at the back there. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. We're back here.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, that's a big bada boom.
Look at that.
It's
Wow.
almost photorealistic.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Red missile out of control. Crash course. Reactor building. Oops.
Oh, boom.
I know. I know.
And then he does a simple side-on view of Thunderbird 1, and it's just so fantastic. He
Yeah.
usually does an angle coming at you, doesn't he?
It's almost photorealistic there.
Yeah.
Very pretty. It's like the speedboat got himself caught in the ice.
Is that turbine on the wing?
Back here,
Yeah.
a couple of jets. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That could be fun.
Wow, look at that.
It's getting a
And what
lot
a
more
great-
puppet accurate here.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what a great view of Thunderbird 5 from underneath.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are looking more like the puppets, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine, you see that Jeff Tracy at the last panel. You can imagine him holding up the model he's been sent from J. Hansen, can't you? And just looking at it and holding it in one hand and drawing it in the other.
Yeah. Yep.
Fantastic. And again,
Ooh, sorry. Ugh. That came out
There's
nowhere.
Tracy Island right there. Yeah.
yeah,
With the house.
the great shot of the underneath the Thunderbird 4 there in the bottom left.
Yeah. Great shot. Deplaning
I
here
think
out of T2.
I think this is the most quiet stream we ever had because we just
No,
watching it.
No.
We've done a few.
We get like this every
What?
time there's super great artwork that we're just staring at. Yeah.
You just end up
Okay.
staring at stuff and going, oh no,
Look at that lighting. Yeah.
blank hair.
Yeah. It's first time I have been this quiet.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, but you know.
What a brilliant look at the way Virgil is de-icing Thunderbird 1 by firing his landing jets down on top of it.
Yeah.
Look at that. How good is that? Melted all the ice. I reckon those jets would knock it out of the sky if you did that with it. See that center panel there where Thunderbird 1 is zooming through the sky? He makes it almost blurred, like it's going at 4,000 miles an hour, doesn't it? The one below.
Oh, here.
Yeah, there's not a lot of detail going on, but it looks like it's going really, really fast, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Look at the lighting on the Alan Tracy there in that round panel next to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And the heat. Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. Just great.
So, you know, it's brilliant lighting.
Almost looks like Richard Corbin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
He likes that front bit on ships, doesn't he? He did that on the other one, didn't he? A while back. Like that. I'll tell you what it does.
You need your fellas somewhere.
That one has a wave motion gun on the front of it.
Yeah.
He draws the machinery, like even the machinery he's designed, like that bomb or whatever it is, that red thing. It looks like it works.
Right.
And when you see the Thunderbird machines, they look like they work.
Yeah.
Like you were saying before about the Japanese artist who
Masamune Shiro?
who did the engineering degree or whatever it was, and he made it believable. And if you look at that pod thing that he's picking up there, it looks like it would work.
Yeah, Leiji Matsumoto is very similar with his stuff. If you looked at it, it's like, I could see that working. I don't know if he had an engineering degree like Masamune Shiro does.
Thunderbirds was big in Japan. So you
Oh,
never
it
know
is?
where the influence
Since the
would go to.
80s.
Since the 80s.
Sorry. Everything was big in Japan.
Even the tsunamis.
Sorry. It's an 80s joke.
Uh-huh.
Mine was a bad joke. This
So
isn't
was mine.
This isn't Bellamy, is it? This isn't Bellamy now.
I don't know. There's a signature right there.
That's it. Just drop it down a bit.
I can't read it. I have to put my glasses on. My other glasses. Might be the guy who did the cutaways, huh?
Well, it could be. Graham Bleethman. Or is it Keith Page?
No, this looks like John something. Starts with a C. Cochran. Maybe.
Don't recognize that. Don't know.
There's a-
Certainly not Bellamy, though.
No. Still great looking, though.
Yeah.
Oh, time for the next one.
Yeah.
Thunderbirds in space. This was Thunderbirds to the rescue.
Thunderbirds in space.
Thunderbirds comic album #1. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna jump up here.
Get back
Okay,
in that
Jen.
canoe, Jens.
It was very educational and very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing this with me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks so much for coming on. You're going back to your canoe now?
Well, no, I need to go out. Well, I can actually show you. Someone
Hang on
is
just a
doing
second here. Go ahead.
Someone is doing something outside my window.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why.
That could
Oh,
be
you're
Arrested
not
for that.
flashing. Yeah.
They're cutting down my trees.
Oh, no.
It's like they cut most of them down.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that. Oh yeah, by the way, this is my roof. I can show you. This is where I write my stuff. I jump out
On
the
the roof.
window.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this
And right
is my
standing up right on
working-
that chimney there. Yeah.
Hey, look at
Sweet.
that.
Looks like,
That's
looks like
that's
they've
my
cut
working
down all your
space.
trees.
That's my corner.
All right.
Nice.
But what are
Sweet.
they doing with my trees? Okay. I think this is the road people. They don't agree with me on how my trees are growing. So yeah, the big trucks cannot pass. Something like that. Oh, anyway, welcome to my roof.
Who knew
we
HOAs
go.
were an
Take care
international problem?
And have fun.
See you, Jens. See ya.
Jen,
See ya.
Jens, take care.
Yeah, you too.
Take care now. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Well.
Thunderbirds in space. I guess you can see how much I paid for that book. Anyway.
We will.
Ravette. Again, edited and compiled by Alan Fennell.
Randy, could you move the book a little to the right?
Sorry,
That's okay.
forgot
Thank
to
you.
blow it up here too. Boom. There we go. That overhead shot of 5 there. Fantastic.
Look at that last panel.
Yeah. Back end shot of Thunderbird 2.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
fantastic, isn't it?
Thunderbird 4 coming out into the water. Great.
Here's one for Russ.
Get to draw them all.
He was paid, Russ.
Hmm.
Bellamy was paid 21 guineas for these,
Right.
which is about 500 quid now.
500 quid every 3 days.
Yeah,
It's not terrible.
not bad money, is it?
No, it's not terrible. I'd do that.
Considering that he was doing other stuff as well.
Yeah.
So he was
Yeah.
doing all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So he said for 3 days, for 12
Says-
days a month, he got
Yeah.
$2,000.
Yeah.
That's a good gig.
And don't forget, this is 1965, so it was good money. I bet the average wage of them was probably about 20 quid weekly wage.
Yeah.
A great shot here.
Yeah.
Docking sequence here.
It's just not valued the same anymore. That's what it
No.
comes down to.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not like this anymore, is it?
That's very true.
No, but I mean, so for instance, I can't paint like this, okay? But
I can't
I was
either.
if I was to use this as my benchmark and try and get toward this, okay, to the point where I could produce something along these lines in every 3 days, I still wouldn't get paid enough to do it.
Yeah.
So why try to? Do you see what I'm saying? You've got to go a slightly different route. So, for instance, there's a difference between I don't know Alcala's inking style and John Buscema's inking style. Yeah, both of them are fantastic on Conan, but I know which one I'd prefer to be doing to make more money.
Yeah.
I'd always choose the Buscema style because it's so much simpler than the Alcala style, or than the one that we recognise. Because actually, Alcala had several styles, but that one that we all pore over and go, "Ooh, look at that!" It's like that's really work intensive. And so nowadays, if people just if artists don't feel like they're going to get paid, enough, then they're going to take the shorter style versions.
Maybe that's why those Filipino guys got the gig, because they were cheap. And
Yes,
the
yeah,
producer
could well
cost
be.
them,
Yeah,
I think that's
probably.
why that's why you got the detail and the love that you got, was that
Yeah.
they were still over in the Philippines and paying them in dollars. Their standard of living would automatically
Exactly.
go up, even if they were paid
Exactly.
lousy wages,
Yeah.
as we would consider them here in the States. They were making good wages in the Philippines. So
Exactly. Yeah,
it was worth their time to put that effort in.
yeah, definitely.
That's why you got the detail that you get. And some of that beautiful Alcala line work. Right here.
See those?
Go ahead.
See the bottom there where Thunderbird 3 is being held by those two grip things.
Mhm.
It's like it's floating, isn't it? If
Yeah.
you'd have drawn those arms, or whatever you want to call it, straight, it would have been too rigid. And
Right.
it looks like it's float. They look like they're bending and floating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And this guy looks like a rock star with his green shades, doesn't he? Looks like he should have a guitar, shouldn't he?
It's Frank Zappa.
Yeah, Frank Zappa in space.
Frank Zappa in space, which, let's face it, is where Frank Zappa deserved to be.
And don't forget,
He spent most of his time.
speaking. Excuse me. Speaking of Frank Zappa, his son's called Moon Boy, isn't he? Something Moon
Yeah,
Ray.
Moon
Boy.
Zappa.
So there you go.
HR says hello. Apex says hi, Black Belt.
Yep.
You say hi back. Anyway, hey, HR says Alcala did what he had to do, going insane. I'm afraid to leave a little open space there.
You know, one thing that struck me when I was a kid, when I used to watch this program, was I'm going to the story now. I know it's not real, folks, but when Brains used to design the Thunderbird machines and all the little machines that Thunderbird 2 carried, he would have them manufactured in separate pieces all over the world, and then they would be shipped to Tracy Island and with just a piece that nobody would know what it was. And my question was, even as an 11, 12-year-old, was, well, who put it all together and what with?
Stables.
Brains put it all together.
Yeah, I know. But imagine if you had to put Thunderbird 2 together.
I know, yeah, it would take quite a while, yeah.
and then they never addressed the fact of how they got Thunderbird 5 up there. Because it couldn't be launched because it's like a lunar module. It's not built to be in Earth.
No.
It would have to be assembled in space, which means they must have had to build Thunderbird 3 to take the stuff up.
They did have a rocket, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
What was the rocket?
I don't know.
3? Thunderbird 3, you mean?
The big one, the big rocket.
Oh, the red one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thunderbird 3, yeah, they had that, yeah.
All right, okay.
That one.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
That's Thunderbird 3.
That's the one. That's how they got it all up there.
But if you look at it, if you look at it, there's nowhere to put the stuff to make Thunderbird 5 in that.
No, storage compartment right there.
Yeah. The engine. That's the fuel.
You have to make a lot of trips.
Yeah, a lot of trips. You had it put together and shot up into space in large pieces and just assembled.
Oh, Nolan did that. Use that trick in the Batman movie, didn't he?
Yeah, he had the different pieces designed by other places, so when they combined it, nobody could tell where the mask was made and stuff like that.
That was the giveaway for the Invaders. The main character was a traveling salesman, if I remember right, and he kept running across these.
He was an architect. He was
an architect. He kept running across these plans for different things until he started putting them together. Is that what it was? And figured out their blaster or their little ray gun? Or am I remembering that wrong? No?
I'm not sure, but I don't think that's right, but I'm not sure.
Could be remembering it wrong. Anyway, Thunderbirds, folks. This guy being blasted.
Oof.
He lasted 2 months. He's done.
Wow. Oh, is that the rock guy?
Yeah, that's the rock guy.
Zappa got zapped.
Yeah, took one to the gut.
You're not even long enough to get a pension.
Yeah, you don't get them anymore.
You got it taken off, you never mind, get one.
Yeah.
Here's a cutaway of Thunderbird 3. Guess it's not empty after all, this bottom part.
Yeah, I guess that would be where you have to have stuff.
5 in the background.
I guess that's probably where they're keeping the fuel cells? I don't know.
Fuel cells are 7, aren't they? Number 7.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in the center.
Generators.
Yeah.
Particle accelerators.
Yeah.
We all love a good particle accelerator.
Ooh, can't beat it, can you?
Oh, and there's a tighter, a larger, easier to see shot of this signature. Let me see what that says. Graham
Bleethman.
Yes, Bleethman.
Yeah.
91.
And don't look a day over 60.
That, yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier you did a couple of articles for My Crikey magazine with this stuff in.
Great stuff.
great helmet that pilot's got on.
Yeah. Really open, this one. It's all the sky shots.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep turning, folks.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That makes up for it. Here we are.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wow. Look at all those red.
Wow, look at the
red-
perspective on that.
and look at the red faces on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful. Taking off here.
I bet he had some fun doing this.
Yeah, I bet he did too. So just all this detail here.
When he did, when Frank did, he took over from Frank Hampson, who created Dan Dare.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Hampson used to use a lot of models and photographs to do his artwork. And
Yeah.
it took Frank Hampson and a team of about 5 or 6 people all week to produce 2 pages. And Frank Bellamy is doing this with no photographs in 3 days.
Wow.
But what they did when Frank Hampson came off Dan Dare because he was ill, Frank Bellamy went on it. And he was asked to redesign all the spaceships because the spaceships were very old designs, 40s type of thing. What's he called? Flash Gordon type of stuff. So
Yeah.
if you look at the Frank Bellamy Dan Dares, they're like this. They're absolutely incredible. But the publisher didn't like the look of it. And they blamed, as far as I understand it, I might be wrong, they blamed Frank, one of the reasons for the Dan Dare comic Eagle going downhill because of the artwork in it. So he took Frank Bellamy off it and put Frank Hampson back on when he was okay again. But it still died.
I've got a couple of Dan Dare collections, and the writing on that to me was really dry. It was a kind of a rough read.
Yeah, that was Frank Hampson writing it as well. And Marcos, somebody he was the local vicar or something, and he commissioned the first Dan Dare Eagle comic in 1958, I think, something like that. Marcos Morris or Morris Marcos, something like that. Tragic story, Frank Hampson, but that's for another day.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, fantastic, isn't it?
Brains, little shot of brains there in the center.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. Love this. That's just crazy. With it falling. The game plank here crumbling away.
It'll land on those guys, isn't it?
And then the lettering caption at a tilt there.
Wow.
But the warning comes too late. Yeah.
And that center panel looks like they're really taken off on those jetpacks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's another Corbin-esque panel
Sure
on
is.
the bottom row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder if Corbin considers Bellamy one of his influences. Wouldn't surprise me.
I know Jack Davis's work on Tales from the Crypt was a huge influence on him.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering what that whining is, my dog is wanting attention.
All those old ECs had a big effect on a lot of people. They were so popular back then and so well done. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Frank Bellamy. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Okay, I'm here.
HR says very tastefully done. It's like an Alex Ross comic. I'm sure Alex has seen Bellamy's work here.
Yeah, the difference there is
Ross, new FF comic,
Alex
yeah.
Ross uses a lot of photographic
reference. Yeah.
reference as well, but this guy doesn't.
Here's a cutaway of Thunderbird 4.
Horrible design, Thunderbird 4, isn't it? One of the
Yeah.
worst things, considering how good the first three are. It's awful. And Thunderbird 5 isn't much better either, in my opinion.
It's effectively Trotter ink underwater.
Yeah.
A bottle of ink underwater?
No. It's, never. Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh.
It's a show that we had in the 80s. It's got iconic status over here, and it was a comedy show. And they used to wander around in a Hillman Imp van,
Yeah.
which had 3 wheels, and it kind of looked like that.
It's always reminded me of a bar of soap for some reason. But that's me. Anyway.
Kind of reminds me of Mr. Bean's car a little bit.
Yeah.
Is it?
Looks a bit of a joke, doesn't it, really? Considering Thunderbirds 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Well, it gets the job done. It fits inside Thunderbird 2, so little 1-2-man sub. So I liked it.
Look at the ways the ways tip Thunderbird 4 to the side.
Yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it? Look at that. Boom. Just think, see that explosion there? Stan Lee would have written boom across that,
right
wouldn't he?
across it.
And
Yeah.
wrecked it. Boom. Kapow!
He's really getting the likenesses down here.
Yeah. Looks like his dad, doesn't he, Scott?
Yeah. The whole group of them here.
Yeah.
Including the butler and Tintin there in the background.
That's Tintin, yeah. Kirano. That's always made me laugh, even as a kid. Again, when you know the Hood, that's Kirano's half brother. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
When he always used to say, and in the first episode, he gets him under this spell because his eyes light up. Remember, and the Hood says, "Kirano, when will International Rescue begin?" And he says, "They are ready. They are ready." Instead of, the question should be, "Kirano, where are International Rescue based?"
Well, he didn't know where he was. He's just on an island. They were always looking to get their secrets. The Hood was. Look at that. Boom. That's beautiful. Spaceport.
I wonder how long it took him to draw that. I know he's doing these things every 3 days, and I know that's a clue, but I wonder how long it took him.
That is absolutely beautiful.
That roadway sure reminds me of Judge Dredd, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first Judge Dredd episode.
No doubt, everybody on who was drawing on 2000 AD had seen stuff like
Oh,
this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great lighting here on the hood.
It was kind of like Yul Brynner to me.
Yeah, he
That's
does, yeah.
because he's bald. Yeah.
See, I always thought I haven't seen the Thunderbirds film that what's he called off Star Trek directed.
Frakes.
You don't want to see it.
Yeah,
No,
but
you
I
don't.
That's like my only introduction to, or that was my introduction to Thunderbirds, or my only real exposure to it. And yeah, it's
Thunderbirds to the Rescue is the name of it. Jonathan Frakes was the director. completely, shall we say, castrated his motion picture directing career. Boom, he was done. He never directed another film. He's only directed episodes of television after that. But yeah, it's just a fiasco. It's one of those cringe fests, like if you ever get to see George Pal's Doc Savage. Nowadays, I feel the same way about it. It's like every time you see it, you just cringe and you go, no. Just take a great property and completely destroy it.
Like the Stallone Judge Dredd movie.
That's still got a couple of scenes in there that there's the flavor of Dredd is still there, and it's not nearly as offensive as the Thunderbirds to the Rescue movie or Doc
No.
Savage, in my opinion.
No, the Judge Dredd movie is definitely better than those. Not much better, but it's definitely better.
Yeah. Everybody keeps hoping that they'd either get a TV series or a second Dredd movie with Carl Urban.
Carl Urban, that was so good.
I know it was. And what kills me is people that only know Dredd from the Stallone movie that don't know anything about the comics or anything are like, "What kind of crap is this? It's violent and blah blah blah." It's like that's Dredd.
Yep.
That's 100% Dredd. It's not goofy. Well, it's not supposed to be.
Great long shot here. Yeah, just have them sit and watch the Urban Dredd movie.
And
Then they'd complain that it was too much like the Japanese Raid film. So, yeah. Anyway.
If they even know about that film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Raid. It was great.
It was.
Yeah.
And Dredd was definitely like a tribute to the Raid. It wasn't the Raid, but it was definitely a tribute to the Raid. Because I didn't get the martial arts film feel from Dredd at all.
No.
I just got the visceralness of Dredd.
HR says has black outlines and colored in strange ways, very much like this. Oh, yeah. Cool. I'm sure it's influenced by it. I haven't seen Ross's FF book outside of the cover. So.
Oh, that's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Alex Ross is doing Fantastic Four?
He
He
did
did one, didn't he?
He did a hardback, yeah.
Yeah.
Did a graphic novel.
Oh, it's not on like the book, like the
No.
actual.
Oh, no, I don't. He could never keep up
True.
any kind of schedule.
No.
His artwork takes too long, really, for a monthly.
Yeah.
Plus, like we were talking earlier about wages, it's just not cost effective for Alex to sit there and do a regular interior book. And everything would have to be in graphic novel format.
Yep.
HR says it must have been Bellamy as inspiration for it. Yes. Yep. Well, there's a lot of painted work like this. The Trigon Empire that's painted out like this, and Bellamy had a large body of work, also High Command, and I think he did the Story of Jesus at one point. There's all sorts of great painted works like that out there. I'm sure Ross has seen and has been influenced by that explosion and all that negative space here. No outline, just open space. There's 2 pages I would love to own.
That's great.
Just fantastic stuff.
I love Thunderbird 2 on the
Yeah.
left. This looks great.
It's
I actually
really
feel like it's moving.
Yeah, same here with that Thunderbird 1. Don Lawrence, yeah. HR says. Story heavy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19 panels. Yeah. Get that use of blue here. They're tunneling. That must mean the mole is on the way. I'm just going to keep turning.
again, I love the way you depicted Thunderbird 2. The way it's like right over the water and hovering. It looks great.
When you look closely,
Thunderbird 4 looks cooler there than it does in the show.
yeah,
Poor Thunderbird 4. Anyway. Okay, just going to keep it going. Only a few more pages left anyway. There's the mall. Fantastic. Look at that.
Oh, I like that a
Amazing
lot.
shot. Yeah.
The mole machine is great.
Love that as a kid. Straight out of Pellucidar, at the Earth's core type design. Burroughs described in the book.
look at that picture of the hood there with that mask. All he's doing is putting his own face on his own face.
Very incognito.
No one will guess.
This'll fool them. I'll go as me.
The thing is if he did go as him, no one would know who it was, would they?
Kirana would.
You're not as well known as you think you are, mate. Stop bigging yourself up.
If you
People
watch
haven't got a clue who you are.
if you watch the first episode, I think it's the first episode. Anyway, the hood gets into Thunderbird 1 and takes photographs. And Scott has his mobile control unit that he takes. You've seen him on it. So he's not in Thunderbird 1. He's in the command center or wherever he is. And in one of the episodes, the hood, he always asks that people don't photograph the machines. And in one of the episodes, the hood gets inside Thunderbird 1 and he photographs it. And this alarm goes off in Scott's control thing. The hood gets away in a car and he calls, it's really funny, he calls Lady Penelope and she says, he says, you rang me, lady. And he said, get the rolls, Parker. And they chase him.
Get the roller, Parker.
And they shoot him and blow his car up. And she says she's in the back of this Rolls Royce, and she says, "Are we clear, Park?" And he goes, "Yes, my lady." And he blasts him with his machine gun, and they just leave him.
I remember the end of that. It's like he comes out of he's like in the records going, "Oh,
yeah." He's hanging
like
up,
he's still alive.
He's hanging upside down in a tree, and the camera is in the badge on his cap, and the film comes out in a spool, and it
just
goes.
goes. Wah.
Yeah, spoiling. Yeah. Special guest appearance these pages by Mr. Carl Malden, folks, right there.
That mold
first,
thing is just so cool. I just love it. I just love the way it's designed. Everything,
isn't it? Just great.
Wonderful tracks that it's on. The tank tracks, just great. Slides
right off of that platform and burrows into the earth.
Yeah, brilliant.
Faster than Elon's. Bigger right now.
Faster than Elon.
Faster than Elon.
Faster than a speeding Elon.
There it is in action here.
I love that these designs stand up today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not so much Thunderbird 4, but even then, again, it looks cooler there than it does in the show. By a long, long, long way. But just the way that, I don't know, like you were saying, Glenn, about those fighter designs earlier, and that ship in silhouette. It's like, I've not seen anything look that good recently.
No.
I think that was a big part of the appeal of the show, though, is that all of the ships looked practical and realistic. Everything, the whole world that they built for the marionettes was practical and looked real most of the time. I know they used to love doing explosions.
I think we've had this conversation before. I just think things. Say if you have like these super sci-fi items and elements, and then you kind of you counteract them with like the way that soldier down the bottom there looks like an MP, or with sort of pork pie hats and drain pipe suits, or the way that he's just got like that guy who's got the space thing on, or the protective thing on, right in the center of the page, under him, and to the left of him as well. They're quite dated, kind of the way that they're dressed. You wouldn't expect it to look quite like that now. And if somebody was inventing that for a comic strip, it would have far more gadgets on it and bits and pieces. And I just love the way you can see this in old Marvel comics as well. I love this fantastical sci-fi next to, 50s, 60s, 70s people and clothing. And I just think it's more interesting to draw, frankly, than things are now. There's something richer about the sort of the canvas of the world back then, especially when you add sci-fi or fantastical elements over the top of it. I just think it's more interesting to draw, and it becomes more interesting to look at as well. Look at that jet. Look at that.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That was really cool.
And the hood here looking evil. Thunderbird 1 taking him out.
Randy and Rush should check out Heros the Spartan, which appeared in Eagle before this, because that's it's more like a sword and sorcery tale. And I know you guys like sword and sorcery, but it's set in Roman times. It's really odd, but it's really good. The artwork is amazing.
Sweet.
What's that called?
Heros, Heros. Heros the Spartan.
Heros
the Spartan.
Bellamy did that.
Yeah. The artwork is just as good as this. It's just a couple of years before this. It really is good. There's a collected volume, I think. I've not got it, but I've been meaning to get it, and I think there's a collected volume of it.
How long ago?
I don't know. 90s.
Okay.
1990s, I think. I'm not sure.
So it'd be hard to find nowadays, huh?
I guess so, yeah. I'm not sure. It might not exist. It might just be a slip of my memory, but I think there is a collected Heros the Spartan.
Let's see here. If not, there should be, right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
No, there's one. Frank Bellamy's Heros the Spartan, 2013. Hardcover. They list it, but it's not for sale.
Right. So it
3.5.
exist then.
It does. 3.5 stars. It has 272 pages.
And it just got 3.5 stars.
4.5. Sorry, 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
And like I said, it's listed here, but it's not listed available.
Well, it's similar artwork to this. It's the same kind of, obviously the same style in color like this, and the spreads, they were done as spreads as well. So this format that Frank is employing here isn't new to him. He'd already done it on Heros of Spartan.
No, I've got his High Command book. That's got the story of Montgomery and Churchill.
Oh yeah, he
That's
does
beautiful.
Fraser of Africa as well, and stuff like that. He also did Tales of Marco Polo and King David. He does a lot of biblical things.
Yeah.
And he also did that fantastic First World War book. I don't know what it's called. It might just be The Art of Frank Bellamy, but he does some fantastic illustrations of the Somme and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we looked over. We had a Bellamy retrospective book we looked through about a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to look back on that and see what I can find. That's it for the Bellamy work, I think. Here's a cutaway of Thunderbird 5.
Yep. Hmm.
3 in the background.
That is also very cool.
And that's it.
No.
That's it for Thunderbirds comic album number 2.
I've got one here called Thunderbirds in Action, which is the same format with Alan Fennell on it, with more artwork in it, more Bellamy artwork.
I've got quite a bit of those. I got a couple of Stingray books too that are collections like this.
Yeah, this one's got Keith Page and Malcolm Stokes and Graham Bleethman, and it's not
Okay.
there's not much Bellamy in it. And it's not that the other guys are inferior, but this artwork is inferior to Frank Bellamy's.
Yeah. Whose isn't?
Yeah, it's just wonderful. It's just amazing.
It says it's beautiful. Don Lawrence says it's beautifully done. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like the clean lines. It's more sculptural. HR says modernist style. And do that. All right. Thanks, HR. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. We've been looking at the first 2 comic album collections of the Thunderbirds by Frank Bellamy. Some of the best right here. We deeply appreciate you stopping by, everyone, taking a look at that with us. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed looking at it. We do this every Sunday morning because we love looking at this stuff. And we try to look at as wide a variety of material as possible. If it's comics or comic related, here on Sunday Funnies, we want to take a look at it.
Look at that guy.
Give me a second here. There we are. Oh, look at that.
Awesome.
Where is that from?
That's from the third development that you've got. This is Thunderbirds Thunderbirds in Action. Look at that.
That's amazing.
That is crazy.
Look at that guy.
Do we want to look at more next week, or are we going to move on?
I think we should move on and do some Don Lawrence or Mike Noble stuff.
Moving on.
We can always come back to it later.
Yeah. I don't think I have much of Lawrence. Noble, I think he did what? Stingray?
No, Frank Noble did Fireball and Zero X and Captain Scarlet.
I don't think I have any of those albums.
Ron Embleton did Stingray.
Well, we'll figure something out next week. For next week, it'll be good. And again, folks, we want to thank you for stopping by. We'll be back here next Sunday morning at 9 a.m. to look at more great stuff. And Friday morning as well at 5 a.m. we do Comics by Night, where we look at a lot of this type of material as well. So we hope you'll stop by then. We are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel that has all of our archives over there. Please, wherever you're finding our program, please like and subscribe. If you can, if they have a bell, hit that bell for notifications. We are here every week. We try to do our best to be here every week. I think we've done this for, a couple years now. And looking at a lot of great material, and there's still so much more great material to come, folks. What a great art form sequential art is. We love looking at this stuff, like I said, and we love bringing it to you and talking about it. Mitch, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me at Linktree/Celtic Cross Studios, where you can find my online comics, my store, my website, socials, and everything. Look, now keep an eye out for some new material that's going to come out probably within the next few months.
Excellent. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me at russleach.com. There you go. Sign up for that email list. The Atlantean is on its way. We'll have a crowdfunder in end of September for October. It should be in people's hands in November. And then we're straight on to issue 2. Check it out. Go to russleach.com and sign up for the email list.
There you go. Yeah. Allison, Tell folks how they can find you.
Well, you can find me here on Fridays on the Indie Comics Network with Arting with the Alley Cat. I'm on most social media networks. You can follow me with Alley Cat or Alley Cat Comics, or just my name, Allison McClone. Other than that, that should do it.
All right. Glenn.
Oh. You can see me drinking tea
There you are.
most days.
Most days.
Most days.
Yeah, you can find me on Amazon, everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, whatever they're called. But if you Google my name, I'm sure you'll find something reasonably interesting. But if you want to read my Frank Bellamy article, get crikey #1. Probably get it off me. You get it on eBay, but it costs you a fortune. Just get in touch with me. Black and white production with Frank Bellamy stuff. But yeah, just put my name in Google and things will turn up.
While you're over there, make sure you look at Comics Unlimited. There's about 14 issues out so far.
Yeah,
great magazine about comics.
It's stalled on that one, yeah, but that's the one you want. 100 pages full of articles and interviews and all kinds of stuff.
There you go.
Lots of stuff in there.
It's a great magazine, folks. You should check it out. I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my work over at arrowcomics.store. So right now, if you're fast enough, you can pick up a copy of the Shadow Kingdom that we used for the campaign. It's a great book, great product. It's a faithful adaptation of Robert E. Howard's short story, The Shadow Kingdom, and adapted by me and drawn up by Russ. So go over there and take a look. While you're there, take a look at Paragon. It's a great superhero story that I'm especially proud of, with artwork by J.R. Harris, and also HeroBot Zero. There's 2 issues available over there, which is a book that I've done about a 3-foot-tall giant robot as he fights large monsters in his city, as long as he can do it on the clock and get time and a half for overtime. The Fool is over there. There's a lot more other material there as well, and a lot of other books that I didn't have a hand in that are just as entertaining and just as good. The Hybrids by Luke Stone, there's 10 issues of that over there. Soul Tech, there's 3 issues of that great space opera material by Craig White. And Chrome Dog, Rift Riders, there's all sorts of great stuff over there. And everything listed at the store, including the merchandise, is available for immediate shipping. So go over there and buy to your heart's content, and know that you're only a few days away from getting those items into your hands, directly into your hands. Folks, if there's anything that you want to see us cover, leave a comment. Drop us a suggestion wherever you find this program, and we'll see it, and we'll do our best to accommodate it, unless it's a really terrible suggestion. So, and then we'll just...
we're not allowed.
We'll just dismiss it. No, not really. We love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this program, make sure you tell your friends. So... we don't have enough eyes on this program, in my opinion. We need more folks watching it, more folks enjoying comics instead of complaining about comics. There's so much of the modern material out there that's being held up and supported by negative trolling. And that they all consider that free advertising. Some of them consider it to be a marketing plan, to be this bad, so that you talk about it and talk about how bad it is. But don't give them the time of day. Don't give them your air. Go back and read the stuff that you love. Read the stuff that you enjoyed as a kid. If you have to, remind yourself why sequential art, why comics are so much fun and so great to read. And then give it as much as you can away as gifts to your friends that might not necessarily think of comics the same way that you do. We've got the holiday season coming up. So, don't be afraid to give out a graphic novel or two, or a comic that you loved.
And then buy independent comics.
And also buy independent comics, independent and alternative comics, especially ours.
Especially ours.
Yeah. Especially ours. George Peter Gatus in the house. I can't relate to giant robot books and movies. I can't fit them into my closet.
That is great, because this robot isn't. It's a giant robot that's half size.
Well, George,
you've got tall giant robot.
There's only one way around it, George, and that's to come out of the closet.
Hey,
that too.
Hey, see what I did there? Sorry, George.
He's Matt Black Gaming is waving the red hand of death. So here we are.
Hello, Matt.
I've been lurking, he says.
Lurking.
Thank you for lurking, sir.
Peter
Appreciate-
appreciate. George appreciate.
Or whoever you are. Matt
Oh,
Black
Joe
Gaming.
90.
Yes.
If we can find there's a Joe 90 comic, isn't there?
There
somewhere.
was, yeah.
Can we have Joe
Somewhere.
90
Must
sometime
be.
in the future? I'll have to
TV
find it first. I don't have one, but I can look for it.
TV21 turned into Joe
Yeah.
90 later.
Okay.
Yeah.
People think I've got everything, but I don't. So here we are. Folks, do take care. Have a great weekend, great start of your week, a great September. October is right around the corner, and that means some pretty great horror comics coming up
Mhm.
on our shows here in October. It'll be a lot of fun. So we'll see what that brings. Stay tuned. More stuff on the way. And
Buy
now-
yourself something like this from Amazon.
Yeah.
Hang on just a second. Let me blow that up. Boom. What is that? Oh, there you are.
It's a horror comic.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Well,
that's
I won't show any boobs.
Terminus. Yeah. Skip the
There you go.
boobs.
Look, there you go. Stuff like that.
There you are.
Oh, there are some boobs. Oops.
Oh, oh.
Oh no!
It's
And
all
re-
it's
and
all art.
remember-
It's all art.
remember, everybody, it'll soon be Christmas.
It'll soon
Thanks,
be
Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn.
Soon.
Soon.
Too
Christmas
soon.
coming
I'm not looking
into a
forward to
house
winter
near
at
you
all.
soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some places have already started decorating for Christmas. It's like, can we get through Halloween first?
It should be outlawed. It should be in December.
1st of December. That's it.
Yeah, the last week of December.
Yeah, but you guys also have Boxing Day, so we don't. We have the middle of January.
Well, we
You
used to have Guy Fawkes Day, but they kicked that in there, don't they? Don't like
What
that
do you
one.
mean? Middle of January.
That's about the time that all of our Christmas decorations come down.
But they're supposed to
Yes.
come down on the
Middle of
6th,
January.
aren't they?
That's
Bad
what you have
Little-
Boxing Day for. is you
Little
box it.
Christmas is usually when people bring it down.
I don't think Boxing Day was for that at all.
I thought
Well,
Boxing
wasn't
Day
it?
was
It's not-
the throw it on the box.
I talked to my Canadian friends. I thought it was a big boxing tournament. And he-
Don't
when
talk to Canadians. I've
What
told you
Canadians
before,
know,
Randy.
when he stopped laughing, he explained it to me. That's when you box up all your Christmas stuff and shove them back up into the attic. Right?
It's Canada, Randy. Even England doesn't want it anymore.
Aren't
Oh, yeah.
aren't Canadians half French?
Pretty much.
No, but half of them are.
This was a while
I did
ago.
that.
Come on. Yeah. All right. That's why
I
you
can't
have
complain.
Boxing Day, right? Is to box
I
up all your
can't
Christmas stuff
complain.
and file it
My
away.
ancestors came over in 1066, so I can't complain.
Yeah,
I don't know when-
I think my ancestors were left over here after the Vikings went home.
All right, guys, I gotta get going. I'll see
We're
you
all
all
See
later.
ya,
going,
Alison.
we're
See
going
ya.
off to storm the castle. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
All right, Allison, take care. Take care,
Hey,
everybody.
Allison.
We're out of here anyway. We got to go.
Bye-bye.
So,
See ya.
see you on
Have
the
a good
next
night.
one, folks. Take care, everybody. Whoop. There you are.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Joke's on you, bitch. I love this shit.
Oh, you silly, simple bastard.
It means you're a catcher, not a pitcher.
Terrible one.
Bullshit?
Bye, Jack.
We really shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wayne?
No horseshit, Jack.
No horseshit.
draw the Flintstones naked. There's a market for that.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness.